welcome back to my channel. I don't know why I said it like that. But hi, welcome back to my channel. It's Erica with you today, which should be somewhat obvious seen as it's a video on my channel, but I don't know why I do this every time. It's like I can't stop with the whole hiya, it's me. So right, focus. Okay, so as most of you know, the actually I don't know why I said that. Maybe you don't know. So every month Pinkfresh hosts a challenge on their card making and scrapbooking blog. So it's like an actual separate thing. You have to look at the monthly challenge, like right at the top of the header thingy. So they host a challenge with usually like a theme, or like I don't think there's ever been a technique actually. But and then there's also usually like a color inspiration, kind of like a mood board kind of thing to get your creative juices flowing. And for this month, the theme is stripes and plaid, and I do like me some stripes. And usually I will go straight to that slimline strip die cut out a bunch of colorful cardstock, and just kind of go, because I have a whole bunch of like amazing cardstock. But I decided to throw everyone for a loop. Although I don't know if I did. Maybe I'm just kind of hoping that I'm going to be more mysterious than I actually am. I don't know. But I decided to go for the plaid theme instead. In all honesty, I tried making something with the theme colors or the inspiration colors, and I wasn't like 100% happy with that, so I reverted to rainbow. Surprise, surprise. So I did make 2 cards actually, and I've done a slimline one, and I've also done a A2 card. I have used very similar, apart from the actual stencils, because obviously that's a slimline stencil and this is an A2 stencil. Apart from that, I have used the same stuff for both of these cards, so including lots of bling. Yeah, the bling-a-ling is strong in this one. I can't lie and I can't stop. So if you don't like bling on cards, I don't think this is the video for you. But I hope you stay. And hopefully, if you are not into bling, I might be able to persuade you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you like the process of how I made these and what products I use. And yeah, I hope you like them. Actually, I hope you like the cards and I hope you like the rest of the video. So we're going to head down and it's going to be a little bit of a lengthy video. But you can always speed it up if you're not interested in watching everything, or you just kind of skip ahead a little bit. So no hard feelings, because I know I rambled on a little bit. Yes. So with that, we're going to head down to the desk and we are going to get making. We are going to get right in it with the diamond plaid slimline stencil. So first of all, we are going to add this to a piece of cardstock. So the one thing that you do need to bear in mind is that the Pinkfresh Studio slimline sizes are slightly larger than some other companies have. So their slimline is, I think, like 8 3/4. Is it? Yeah. So instead of 8.5, it's 8 3/4 inches long, and I want to say 3 3/4 inches wide. So it's just something to bear in mind when you're making slimline cards using the stencil. So if you're using other slimline products to make the rest of the cards, then it's not going to matter so much, because the background is going to be a little bit bigger anyway, which is sometimes handy, really handy. But here what I'm doing is I'm actually taping these two together. So this set comes with two different stencils, and I decided I'm gonna tape them two together to get maximum white space on my super colorful background. Um, I don't know why that is an issue for me, but for some reason I thought, you know what, I want to have a lot of white lines on my super colorful background. So we're going to use this really wide post-it tape to hold these together. And it did take me a little while to kind of figure out what was going to work the best, but I ended up actually putting the washi tape or the post-it tape onto the back of my my actual panel, and then I put the stencil on top to try to get as much of the space in as possible, and then we're simply going to fold the top of the tape onto the top of the stencil, if that makes sense, so that it all kind of stays together and stays in one place. So hopefully that makes sense. If not, you might want to go back and just watch what I do and like have it on mute, because I don't know how else to explain this. So I'm going to be using 7 colors today, and because I'm a little bit extra, I have a blender brush for each color out of all of my 48 colors of Pinkfresh inks, because they are probably my most go-to inks, so I do like to have a brush for each color to make sure that I don't contaminate the colors. So if you did see that little flip up, is that I have my brushes onto the lid, and you can see that all of the lids are like super messy and colorful. And this is because generally what I do is I actually rub my brush onto the ink pad really, really well, and then I kind of tap off the excess on the inside of the lid. This, I do feel like this gives me a much more even coverage on the brush itself. And the added upside, although it's not going to save you, like, we're not talking massive amounts of money here, but when you need a super light touch of ink, if you want to do like a pastel, or if you want to go from like a really, really soft gradient to like a super dark, like an ombre, you can just tap your brush onto the inside of the lid rather than the ink pad. And this, I feel, has made a massive difference to the level of control that I have on my ink blending. But here we have the panel itself, and I've gone quite heavily, you know, with ink here, so because I wanted a really colorful panel. And isn't that just like super yummy and luscious? I like it. So I decided here to just leave my two stencils together, because I wasn't sure I was done with this one, but I decided to just go straight in with the second one. So this one is simple plaid, and it's an A2 stencil. It does come with 2 different stencils again, and here I started with stencil number 1, and I'm just adding the color kind of a little bit willy-nilly onto the first layer here. So when I'm doing 2 layers, I try to go quite soft with my first color, so that it doesn't go, I don't know, it just doesn't always work really well if you're doing a really, really sort of heavy layer on the first one, and then you're gonna go over with the same color again using the second stencil. So I've gone relatively soft, and then we're gonna put the second stencil on, and we're gonna, with the help of some more washi tape, or actually rearranging of washi tape, so instead of having them on the long, we're going to take these and we're going to flip them over so that we can hold the cardstock, the first stencil, and the second stencil all in one. So yes, I should have maybe thought about this when I did the first layer, but for some reason it didn't occur to me then. But sometimes you learn things as you go along, and then you're like, I need to share this with people because it might make somebody else's crafting life a lot easier. So, hopefully, you will watch and see what I do, and not always listen to the bonkersness that goes on behind the scenes. But we're nearly ready here. So I've actually done, this is all in like real time to kind of see, so you can see just, it takes a little bit of time to do this bit, but you don't want your stencils to flip-flop all over the place while you're ink blending, because especially with the fine lines, it's, if clean and sharp lines are important to you, you might want to invest in like pixie spray or something like that, or you're gonna want to tape them down, like they're trying to run away from you, you know? So once the second layer of the stencil is in place, we're going to go over the colors again, like, and we're going to go over exactly the same areas of the colors with another layer. And this is just to kind of make it more opaque and more bright. So in some of the areas, of course, you're going to get a little bit heavier and you're going to get a little bit of overlap, but that's okay. I think it's okay. It's when you have colors that work really well together and complement each other, it's not such a big deal. I think it's more of an issue when you have colors that could potentially turn a little bit muddy. But here is our second panel, and it is just as happy and colorful as the first one, and I like it. I must say though that I do prefer the one with lots of white. So this, I just feel, looks so much cleaner. But yeah, so we're going to move on. So we are going to use some of my favorite pieces of scalloped sort of frame dies. So my probably most used one is the A2 that I have with this one. But we're going to also cut out some letters using the brand new Jeff alphabet. And yeah, we're going to have some fun with this, I'm sure. Yes, we are. But we're going to get my die cutting machine out, and we're going to cut out the frame first. We're just going to do the one. We're not going to layer up with lots of layers. So if you want really kind of solid pieces, you can cut out 2 or 3 pieces and just glue them together. If you're more of a foam tape kind of person, just go to town with your foam tape. The only thing that is with these frames, because you can actually snap them in, apart so you get 2 pieces, it's that sometimes they come apart and you just need to kind of be a little bit careful with that. So this is, as I mentioned, the rectangle A2 one. This is the one that I go for again and again and again. I reach for this all the time. And I just love the way they kind of frame your cards. It's just such a nice way of using a die cut. So we're not going to waste the inside bit, so we're going to use this to cut out our letters. And I actually kind of I went to town a little bit with these, because I wasn't, first of all, I knew I needed 2 sentiments because I had 2 cards. So I was like, oh, maybe a little bit gold would look nice. Maybe I need to cut out some both the frame and the actual letter itself. So I have cut out a lot of pieces here. So I've gone white and gold and black, and yeah, when you think I'm definitely gonna like this the most, I was surprised at which combination I like the most. So it's not always a bad idea to cut out extra, because you can also save these pieces for another time if you need. There's always going to be those times where you're like, oh, I need a card like in 5 minutes because I have to go to the post office and I need to send it today, or it's not going to get to the recipient in time for a birthday or a special occasion or something like that. So if you're on a roll with your die cutting machine, haha, get it? You might as well cut out an extra couple of pieces. It's just, yeah, it just makes sense, I think. Anyway, so I've, as you can see here, I've gone for high and also hey, because I'm going to complement these with some other pieces to kind of make it not just go like, hi, oh, hey girl, hey. So, we're going to make it a little nicer than that. So we have our 2 backgrounds. So we have a slimline and we have an A2, and then we're going to just puzzle these around a little bit to see, what are we actually liking the most. And I really thought I was going to like the white kind of shadow with the black letters there. But I had to think about it. So I thought, in the meantime, let's hot foil some more sentiments to finish off our cards with. Because I was super determined that we were not going to stamp anything today. No, these are no stamping cards. Can you believe it? Yeah, I know. I don't do that very often. It's usually a little bit of stamping, you know. But I got all of these out, and these are the Phrase Builder Hello die set, well actually hot foil set. So we're going to hot foil these first with the spectacular gold aura or speckled aura foil. I mean, look at that. It's so good. So beautiful. Yeah. So we're going to measure out roughly how much we need, and then we're going to use a fabric trimmer to cut this off. It's super easy to trim it this way rather than, you know, fiff-faff around with scissors, and it doesn't tend to cut very well. So I also use this cardstock. It's a from Monday color copy. It works really well. Because I live in Spain, in Europe, it's very difficult to get a hold of Hammer Mill, which is one of their like recommended cardstocks. So I use this one, and it works really well. It comes out amazing almost every single time. And while we're waiting for the hot foil machine to do its thing, we are actually going to get the die cut set out. And so this is also called Phrase Builder Hello. So it all coordinates together. So it comes with like a shadow piece and then a thin, like a script word die as well. But I've just used like the shadow bit, and I've cut out several pieces to layer these up, and then we're going to take this whole thing off, and we're gonna roll it through our die cutting machine to imprint that foil, and then we're gonna peel and reveal and go, oh, gorgeous. So then we are gonna use the same die cuts that we cut out these extra pieces with to actually cut out the words. So I am gonna use a little bit of washi tape here to make sure that my pieces, my die cuts actually stay in the right spot, so we don't waste any of that gorgeous foil. So I don't always use washi tape when I die cut things, but when it comes to like my foiled words and things, it's usually a good idea to do it, because sometimes things shift as you're putting them through your die cutting machine, and if it goes completely off, you know, where it's supposed to go, sometimes it's not even usable, so you have to then do the whole thing again. And you know, I wasn't in the mood to do that today. No. So I've got hello friend and beautiful, or hello beautiful friend, actually. So I wasn't sort of 100% sure whether I was going to use the hi and hello, or hi and hey. So I did the hello as well. So I just thought, you know, it's better to have options. So these we are going to layer up with the liquid glue again. This is the one from Nuvo, and it's a really brilliant liquid adhesive. I use it all the time. It is my go-to liquid adhesive. So this is what they look like when they are finished. You can see that they got kind of like a little bit of stability and sturdiness to them. You don't actually need like a load of die cuts. Like 2 will do, 3, 4 is like extra, but I am a little bit extra, so you know. So here we are going to just puzzle a little bit and see like what is actually going to work. And I did like the way that this came out, the hay, with the black shadow and the white letters on top. So I did end up using that, and I did think that it was going to be this one, which is like the opposite. So you've got the white background with the white shadow and the black letters. I have here glued down all of these on the slimline card, and you can see I've used foam tape to raise them up to, well, I just used the foam tape on the Jeff Alpha letters. The other ones are already quite high, so they don't need any more dimension. But so this one I did actually put together off camera, so I thought, you know what, we're going to put together the A2 one on camera, and then we're going to add some bling-a-ling-a-ling. Yes, I mean, you've already seen the beginning of this video, so you know it's going to be a lot of bling, but you know, let's pretend to be a little bit surprised anyway, shall we? So here, I was going back and forth and kind of like, oh, okay, maybe I can still make this work. But I realized here that, because I tried to do it again with like the black outline and the white letter, but because I'd already used the other letters, I couldn't spell out high. So I went with the gold. And at first I was like, oh, I don't know, is it going to be worth maybe cutting out a new white ones? But I decided to use those ones anyway, because I thought it could actually kind of complement the foil on the words anyway, like really quite well. And that little bit of black on the card, like not overly in your face, but just a little bit, might just be the thing. And I'm actually really glad that I tried this. And this is, again, I keep saying it over and over again, but don't like go with the first one that you decide on. You don't have to go with the first layout that you decide. Oh, like try. You can try things 100 times before you glue things down. Don't think that it has to be the first one. No, it doesn't. So here we're gonna add our bling, and I'm going to, on the slimline one, I'm gonna go kind of in the color order. And I did actually do that on the A2 one, but on the slimline one, I try to go like in lines rather than a little bit willy-nilly like I did on the A2 one. But again, this is another thing that's like, I'm not gluing these down, I'm just putting things down to kind of see, oh, do I like these here or do I not? And generally with the bling, I'm like, yeah, I like it, I need more. But again, you don't have to decide on the first one. You don't have to commit right away. You can take your time and you can see, you know, where things go. And if you don't like it, just take something off. And if you really can't decide, walk away and come back another day. You know, it's just card making at the end of the day. So it should be fun. It shouldn't be super stressful. And if you find that it's getting super, super stressful, you might just need a break. So make sure that you're kind to yourself as well. So here I have almost finished with my, it's almost like bedazzling of cards. Yeah, I guess I'm a card bedazzler at this point, but I like it. And, you know, I have so much of the bling. I'm like, you know what, I don't have to be kind of cheap and mean about it. I don't have to put just 2 on there. I can put, well, maybe 100 would be a little bit crazy, but I can put a lot of bling on my cards and I'm not going to run out anytime soon. So I'm like, you know what, let's go for it. And these cards are, you know, meant to cheer somebody up. They're not just meant to kind of arrive and someone go, oh, hi, beautiful friend. They're meant to sparkle, to bring sparkle to somebody's life. So I hope you think that they sparkle. You know, I just, I kind of really like how they turn out. So I just need to put these on card bases and, you know, actually write them and pop them in envelopes and send them to somebody. But, I mean, look at that foil. This is that Speckled Aura. It just totally underrated, I think. Yeah. Because I used to be like super duper just gold, matte gold. And then I tried the Speckled Aura and I'm like mesmerized, completely mesmerized. So another thing that I really like about the Jeff Alpha is that it has like a little bit of texture on the letters as well. So it's not just flat, you know, there's a little bit of texture to it as well. And I like that you get 2 pieces, so you actually get kind of like 2 in 1. So I know alphabet dies, they tend to be a little bit of a financial commitment, but you know, they are so versatile because you can spell out basically anything you want. So yeah, I definitely can't get enough of them. I love alphabet dice and I love foil and I love stencils and I love color and I love bling. And I know I sound like a total one-trick pony here, but it's just, yeah, it brings me so much joy. And I really like how these came out. Like, I can't, like now when I'm looking at them, I'm like, I think this one is my favorite. Yeah. fairly sure, because I do like the gems in a line. But then I look at this one and I'm like, that gold, that matte gold with that foiling and those kind of like scattered about gems are just like, yeah. But yeah, this one or that one, I don't know. What do you think? I'd love to hear what you think, actually. So let me know which one you think is the best or the nicest, or which one is your preferred one. Let's just say that, because we're not gonna like shame a card, are we? No. But anyway, so I know this has been quite a lengthy video. I did, hopefully warn you in the beginning, didn't I? But here we are, just with the last close-ups of these cards. Look at those. So hopefully I have inspired you to make your own card, and if you want to, which you should if you have used this like this theme or the color mood board for inspiration, and also use majority of Pinkfresh Studio products, you should definitely link it up in the challenge blog, because a random winner will win $50 to the Pinkfresh Studio shop. I'm not gonna lie, I want it because there's some pretty stuff coming out that I really want. But hit that. Make sure you link up. You can link up 3 projects, and it should be quite clearly marked when the final date is. So, get making, link them up, and fingers crossed for all of us, somebody's gonna win. So might as well be you or me or you, or somebody we know. So, yes. That is it from me for today, but again, really hope you enjoyed this and that you will be making something right this moment.